Good evening, and this is John for the Canovate Group. Today we're going to talk about object-oriented programming and specifically, what is an object? I've had a lot of people ask me this question when working in a object-oriented programming language, and so I want to take the time to answer that question. An object actually starts with a class. Now, I'm not saying that the class is an object, but the class is more like a recipe for your object. Let's, for instance, take this vehicle class that we have in front of us. The vehicle class defines the variables that make up a vehicle, right? So we have some fields here, and this is kind of getting into some C-sharp specific code here. But we have some fields, the wheel count and the door count. That tells us how many wheels are on the car and how many doors are on the car. And then the properties below those actually are what the end user or the consumer of our class would have access to. And we give them access to these properties and not the fields because we want to control how they set the property and what value they get out of the property. Also, we have some auto-implemented properties down below that. You'll see the make, the model, the year, the color, and the engine running properties. And these are just some more properties, but instead of actually taking and writing the backing field out and the property out, we just tell the operating system that we want a property, and it's going to go ahead and create that in the background and give us a getter and a setter for it. We can actually convert these to auto properties by doing the exact same thing. You'll see that when we do, we get rid of the wheel count up here, and now we only have the property that's an auto property for the wheel count. We'll go ahead and do that with this other one for some consistency. You'll also see that we have some methods, and methods are what can this object do once it's instantiated. So one particular thing that a vehicle can do is start an engine. So we have the start engine method. And you can see that it goes through some rigmarole there and calls some private methods. And these private methods can't be seen by, once again, these aren't visible to people who are consuming the class outside of the class. But they can be used by methods that are internal to the class or that are part of that class. So now we have this wonderful class here, but once again, we don't have an object yet. What does it take for this class to become an object? Well, we'll head over here to our program.cs and we'll take a look at what it takes. Here, we've created a variable called Mustang, and we've assigned it a new variable, or a new vehicle object. So what's happening in the background is we're taking that recipe for a vehicle, and now we're creating a vehicle. Now that we have a vehicle, we can actually come in and set the value of some of these things. So we'll do it's a blue vehicle, and then we can also come in and set the Mustang.make, which I'm sure you can guess is a Ford, and of course the Mustang model, which is, well, it's a Mustang, because we like Mustang here. And last but not least, we can also, now we can call the start engine method and start that engine on our Mustang. So that Mustang is an object. Now the vehicle class was not an object, it was a recipe, but when we used the new keyword in C#, we are assigning the variable Mustang an object that fits the bill of that vehicle recipe that we call a class. So I hope this helps to shed a little bit of light on the difference between an object and a class. And I hope that you find it useful and helpful, especially for those of you who are new to object-oriented programming, and look for some more of my videos here on YouTube.